Well, a very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much indeed for joining me here on twitch.tv/Tim's Pilot, and if you're watching on YouTube, Jetstream TV. Current time locally here in the UK, that's Greenwich Mean Time, is 1 minute to 11, so 11 AM exactly. We are flying real world weather. Real time and real world weather. Currently on the ground at Budapest Lhbp. Is that how you say it? Chiller from work, no doubt, will correct me properly. But yeah, Budapest to Klagenfurt in Austria. 44 minutes on the flight time today, 269 nautical miles. Let's just have a quick zoom in and look at what we're dealing with here. I do have to program the FMC. We are on the runway today, cold and dark, can't be bothered because the PMDG takes so long to set up and do things properly in the correct order as you should do, so please bear with. So departure today is 3-1 left at Budapest. Looks like we've got traffic coming in. It doesn't matter, it's only a sim. So we're departing straight out northwesterly and then a northeast turn, northwest again, and then southwest. 200 nautical miles between waypoints, it's just the way it is. And then the arrival Tisma, so we are departing on a Bado to Lima from 3-1 left at Budapest and arriving into Klagenfurt on a TISM 1 Tango, arriving on 10 Lima, 10 left. So without further ado, that's our route today. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. I will see you on the ground at Budapest. Let's go flying. So here we are at Pmdg. Is that how you say it? Chiller from work, who is Hungarian by the way. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Beautiful clear day in Hungary, look at this, wonderful flying conditions. We're in the Austrian Airlines Pmdg Boeing 737-600 today, the classic aircraft, beautiful aircraft to fly, it really is. We are pulling onto the runway here, 3-1 left at Budapest, ready to go, just need to program the FMC. Tell you what I will do, I'll check on the traffic, because I'm sure I went into the settings the other day and turned everything off because the Xbox was overheating. Here we are now, we are on the runway, ready for departure. Okay, I think we're all good there. Bear with me 2 seconds just while I sort these options out, general options. Traffic, that's the one. So air traffic, real time online, 100%. So where's all the traffic? I don't get it. There's none showing up in the sim. Why is that? Real time online, AI offline, off. I'll do. Apply that, save, and back to the sim. June. Okay, fair enough. Okay, parking brake is set. Let's get to the FMC very, very quickly. Let's get this flight plumbed in. Bear with me 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. So, flight level today is going to be through at 30,000 feet. Let's go into the init ref. 30,300 is our altitude. The cost index is going to be 15 today because of the distance. Okay, origin. We are departing Pmdg Budapest. RP, if you're watching the stream, let me know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, as I'm not Hungarian, clearly. Budapest Lima Hotel Bravo Papa for our departure. Lima Hotel Bravo Papa. Stick that in the origin. There we go. It's in the FMC. And our arrival is Lima Oscar Whiskey Kilo. Lima Oscar Whiskey Kilo. That's Klagenfurt, Austria, runway 10 left. So now that we have our origin and our departure, we can go in and set up the rest of the flight, departure and arrival. So the departure today at Budapest is 3-1 left, so we'll select 3-1 left on the FMC, and then we're looking for a Bado to Lima, which is the top of the stack. There we go, fantastic. That's selected. Let's go back to legs. Destination. Destination. Activate. Destination. What's going on? Bear with me. RTE. Yeah, there we go. What's going on there? Departure and arrival we need, don't we? That's the one. Yeah, that's our arrival. Austria. 10 left, and it's a TISM 1 Tango. 10 left, RNAV. There we go, and it's a TISM. Let's go next page. There we are. TISM 1 Tango. Okay, so now we go to legs. Now that that's selected, see this here, the then. That's a flight discontinuity, so we're going to have to go on the flight plan. So you select in the Boeing 737-600, you select the waypoint that's after that. So you'll highlight that, which, as you can see, populates this section, and then you literally click into there, bang, and it gets rid of that, and it gives us a consistency. Whiskey Kilo 806 to Whiskey Kilo 808. Let's check the rest of the flight plan. Shouldn't be any further issues. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so we've got another one there, bear with me. TISMA. So that's our arrival, so we'll select that. Again, that's selected here on the FMC. Back a page, and where the flight discontinuity is, we'll just hit that. That populates that, so there is now no breaks in the flight plan at all. Everything is good. Back to the beginning. So after departure, we're going to Bravo Papa 8010203, and then to Badov. That's our departure. Badov is our departure from Budapest to Bado to Lima, and then direct 200.1 nautical miles away. As you can see here, there is no waypoints at all between the departure and arrival today, into the TISMA 1 Tango arrival at Klagenfurt. I hope that made sense. Please stay with me. We'll execute the flight plan. We'll have a look at the FMC now, and that should have populated everything as it should be for the flight. What a wonderful day for flying. Look at this. Incredible. Very nice indeed. Right, so bear with me 2 minutes. So the FMC, that should give us a magenta line. Bear with. Where's the flight plan? There it is, it's behind us. So you'll see here. Okay, that's fine. Just checking everything's in the box as it should be. So flight level today is right, let's get rid of that notification there. Flight level today is 30,000 feet, so we'll initially climb up to 16. What we'll do is turn on the flight director, and that enables us to set the vertical speed before departure, and we're looking at 2,500 feet per minute. Okay, just have a quick look around the aircraft, make sure everything's ready for us to go. Flaps are set at 1, 5, 10. Very, very clear day. Beautiful, look at that. Wow. And there is the beautiful Austrian Airlines classic aircraft, the Boeing 737-600 from Pmdg. Detail on this plane is unreal. It really, really is. Right, we'll just have a quick fly through all of the views before we go. 1, that's the nose cam. 2, cockpit cam. 3, left wing. 4, right wing. 5, right wing and flaps. 6, left wing and flaps. As you can see, the flaps are down, ready for our departure. That is the gear view from the rear of the landing gear, looking down to the nose of the aircraft. That is the nose of the aircraft looking back towards the back of the aircraft, and view 9 is back to nose cam again for some reason, and then 0 I've got set to the FMC. Okay, bear with me a minute. So Badov, which is the end of our arrival, which is 18. Bear with me a minute. Badov is our departure today. We need to be at flight level 140, which is 14,000 feet. So what we'll do is we'll just snip back into the cockpit very, very quickly, and we will set up 14,000 instead of 16,000. There we go. 14,000 set, 2,500 feet for our departure. I think we are ready to go. Parking brake off. I'm going to hold with the manual braking on the runway, and you'll hear the engines firing up. And ready to go. N1's looking good. Engine stabilised. 80 knots. B1. Rotate. Just through B2. That's a positive rate. Gears coming up. Beautiful clear day in Budapest. Bringing the throttles back now. Autopilot's going in. coming on. Bear with me, 2 minutes.
Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
Yeah, I get it. Bear with me. Okay, the airspeed's coming back up. That's good. Forgot to configure that before we departed. Usually helps, doesn't it? VS. We'll climb. Bear with me, 2 minutes. 1500 feet initially. Let's get that speed up first. Climb at 270 initially on the knots. I think everything's calming down now. Yeah, real schoolboy error. Forgot to set the speed. Speed's climbing to 37. We are at 3,000 feet on our departure. We go with LNAV. Why is LNAV not working? Always a problem. There's always a problem. Why can't things just work as they're supposed to work? Let's just check the FMC quickly. We are climbing, we're safe, we're at 4,000 feet, we are 250 knots. Let me go to the FMC very quickly. Okay, there shouldn't be an issue with that. There's no flight discontinuities on the FMC. Everything's good. Why is LNAV not working? Ah, autopilot's not in, that's why. Why is that disengaged? That's weird. Anyway, LNAV should kick in now. Why is it not kicking in? Weird. Has Pmdg done an update which fucks everything? Bear with me. Right, we're just going to have hand fly the aircraft, I think, to be fair for now. Let's try and figure out the problem. So let's make a right turn. Try and get back on track and see if we can figure out what's going on with the autopilot. So you can see on the PFD there, the magenta line is our route today. Bravo Papa 801 is 20 nautical miles away. We're hand flying the aircraft right now, passing through 8,000 feet. Climbing up to 14,000 for the departure. The Bado 2 Lima, I think it's called. Let's get this lined up on the track where we should be going and see if that LNAV works. There we go. Let's level off. It's fine. Just follow the track. Still climbing 9,300 feet for 14,000. Beautiful clear day here in Hungary. Right, let's get this autopilot configured, because it's really not playing ball and I don't really know why. So let's get the autopilot in. Autopilot engaged. get rid of that, get rid of that. Auto throttle is on. LNAV is now working. I think it's because the auto throttle wasn't switched on. Anyway, we're all good. As you can see, we've got a subtle change on heading now. Aircraft's doing what it should be doing. Bear with me 2 minutes. Let's get them flaps up. Flaps 5. Flaps 1. And there we go. Sorted. Aircraft doing its thing. Sorry for the mess up on departure there. Sometimes you forget things. I've not flown this aircraft for a long time. It's had an update since I last flew it, and forgetfulness really is no excuse, so I must apologise. Thank you once again, ladies and gents, boys and girls, for joining us here at Jetstream TV on YouTube and Tim's Pilot on Twitch.tv. Streaming live currently. Beautiful day here in Hungary. A quick look around the aircraft. Very, very nice flying conditions indeed. We are heading west today from Hungary over to Austria to a lovely little airport called Klagenfurt. I don't know whether any of you have heard of it. Heading towards the Alps, flat as a pancake right here now over Hungary. But it won't be very soon for the arrival. Klagenfurt is a lovely little airport, just nestled at the foot of the Alps on the eastern side, southeastern side of the Austrian Alps, and it's going to make for a very, very pleasant arrival. Okay, enough of the waffle. Let's get back into the aircraft. Let's get up to our cruising altitude of 30,000 feet. Flight level 300. There we go. Set and running. Vertical speed, we want to be going up at 2,500 feet per minute. Let the FMC do its thing. Let's increase the speed to 310 knots. Give it some welly as we're going up through the levels. Flight director is on, just double check everything. Auto throttle is on, speed is on, VS mode and LNAV following the track. Right, let's have a quick look at the PFD. Let's zoom in on that just a little bit so we can see what's going on. So we are currently 13 nautical miles inbound, Bravo Papa 802. Where you can see on the PFD, as soon as we reach that, we're making a 90-degree right turn to the next waypoint and then a northerly track for the next waypoint after that. We are on a Bado to Lima departure from Budapest at the moment, currently climbing through 16,000 feet for our assigned cruise altitude of flight level 300, 30,000 feet. And there's the beautiful city of Budapest right beneath us. Lovely clear day, slightly hazy. But very, very lovely day for flying, I'm quite sure you can agree. If you are watching, enjoy yourselves, get yourself a nice refreshing drink, sit back and enjoy. As the sun glistens on the river in central Budapest, just off the left wing. 44 minutes to flight today. Might be a bit longer because of the faff on the departure. My apologies for that, but all is good now. Aircraft is configured correctly and we are heading west, following our dreams, ladies and gents. One thing I don't like about Flight Simulator 2020, you see the big line that's in front of the engine there. Obviously it's down to the texture mapping. It's obviously some kind of bug, unless that's the biggest shadow I've ever seen in my life, and the biggest tower I've ever seen in my life. And there is our right turn. You can see we've just got some cloud off to our left hand side, normally clinging to the higher ground as we are heading west over to the Alps. So lovely clear day, and then as we bank left on our next waypoint, we'll be heading towards some weather where the higher ground is, so we have to be very, very careful for the arrival into Klagenfurt. But I will be checking the FMC to see what the assigned altitudes are for the descent today. So what are you guys doing? Anything nice? There's our left turn, heading towards the weather and the higher ground towards Austria. Anything nice? Are you out and about? Are you with friends, loved ones, girlfriends or boyfriends? Please let me know. Yeah, okay. The Pmdg does love to speak to you, by the way. Just letting you know. And rightly so. Otherwise it'd be very lonely up here. Are you having a nice day? What have you got planned? Anything nice for the remainder of your weekend? Please let me know down in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, hit me up on the chat in twitch.tv, Tim's at Pilot. I don't know, you do that, and if I don't respond immediately, there's a simple reason for that. I have that switched off during live streams as I screen capture on my phone with Twitch so that I can upload to YouTube. So the only way I can capture this is via the phone at the moment, so I can't see live chat updates, but I do appreciate them and I do read them all the time. And I've got one special follower who I started following the other day, so I really appreciate the dedication and your support, and thank you so much indeed for your very nice comments over the last few flights, and it's really good to have you on board. Thank you very much indeed. 28 minutes now into the stream. I was expecting it to be a lot quicker than that, but there you go, it is what it is. Let's check how things are going during the flight right now. Check on the PFD there, let's have a look at the screens. Yeah, we are heading direct Badov. As I said earlier, we're on a Bado to Lima departure from Budapest. We departed runway 31, we're heading direct Badov now. We're 10 nautical miles inbound on a track heading 305. We've got a wind coming across from left to right, 25 knots, not too bad at all. Current speed of 252 knots and a ground speed of 382 miles per hour. About to make a left turn heading on a westerly trajectory towards Austria. So I'll just explain the PFD, sorry, the PDF. The PFD. So you can see the triangle on the screen in front of you just to the left of the throttles. That's the PFD, the primary flight display. You see the green arc, so that is where we will reach our assigned altitude. As you can see, just to the left of that we are at 29,980. The throttles have just come back now as we reached our assigned altitude of 300. Flight over 300, that's 30,000 feet where we have just reached. The autopilot will be managing to stay on that descent now, and that is why we've got a green arc right in front of the aircraft, which has now just disappeared. So when you configure the aircraft, when it's for the departure very shortly into Austria, I'll show you exactly how you manage your descents and how that green arc comes into play. What that does is it lets you know when you're going to reach the assigned altitude. We've got a left turn now as we depart Badov, as you can see here, and we are now heading to Tisma, which is the arrival into Austria, 199 nautical miles away. Just a straight line between here and there. We're going to have some beautiful views on the way. What a wonderful day for flying. Look at that scenery. Isn't that beautiful? Subtle colours in the sky, deep blue top right as we come down, and a nice gradient to a turquoise blue on the horizon, and the wonderful scenery heading towards Graz actually right now. So we ain't moving for the next 190 nautical miles, so let's keep ourselves busy, shall we? We can even have a little walk round the aircraft, as we like to do on recent flights. Check out the toilets, etc. Check out all the beautiful amenities on this classic aircraft, the Boeing 737-600. Look at the fluffy, beautiful seats that we've got here. God, it's comfortable. My bum's never felt so good. Cruising along nicely at flight level 300. There's our iPad. There's our routes. We'll just make that full screen, and there you can see exactly our departure out of Budapest. Northwesterly, northeast turn, northwest again, and now on a southwest track. There's our full flight, which isn't long at all. As you can see, we are departing Hungary, currently over Slovakia, back into Hungary, just across the border, and then into Austria. Then with a southerly turn on the arrival into Klagenfurt, and that is a Tisma 1 Tango. Well, enough of the waffle. We have our view. Let's zoom in on the flight plan so we can see exactly where we are supposed to be. Okay, so at this point, let's have a little mooch around the aircraft, shall we? Just check on these lights actually very quickly, make sure we're configured properly. Wing light is on, anti-collision lights are on, position light, let's get that on. Logo lights are on. Landing lights are off. Taxi lights are off. Okay, everything's good there. We're at 0.75 Mach now. The speed is updated. Let's switch that back. 283. Let's get that speed up a bit. Let's change that to 310 knots. Cruising at 30,000 feet. Right then, let's go and have a little explore of the Pmdg Boeing 737. There we go. Okie dokie, so we're in the galley. Very interesting, I learnt this off Mentor Pilot the other day. See the red thing that goes across the door by the window? That's in case there's ever an emergency and we need to crash land or anything like that, and the fire crews need to come to the aircraft and open the doors. So essentially when the slide deploys during an accident, as soon as that door is open from the outside, that slide will fire out. The compression forces it outward. So that across the window is to let anybody from the outside trying to get into the aircraft from the outside to get inside, to let them know that the slide is actually engaged, so that if that is there, they know full well as soon as they try and open that door from the outside, if there is any kind of incident, that that slide is going to deploy. So that's to let them know that they're not going to get hurt as soon as that slide fires out. Don't know whether you knew that, only found that out yesterday. Great bit of information from Mentor Pilot. I don't know whether you know the guy, but he's a 737 pilot. He's a Dutch guy that is online a lot, and the same on that side of the aircraft. So we're in the galley now where the crew spends most of the time. Let's have a walk through the cabin. There's our first class compartments, the overhead lockers. Beautifully modelled aircraft this is, it really is. Right, let's have a walk down to the toilets and do our mandatory dropping the kids off en route. Let's just have a little sit down for a minute in this row, see what we've got on offer out the window. Well, a rather wonderful view, wouldn't you say, with the sun glistening and captured on the left wing of this magnificent aircraft. 37 minutes into the flight today. Let's have a look what's on the screen. "37 minutes into the flight now. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Oh, should we see thank you very much indeed for joining me as we go to the lavatory. No, it doesn't let you in. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Should we have a coffee instead? Why not? The beautifully detailed Boeing 737-600, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like to thank you once again for joining us on this flight. Right, let's get back into the cockpit and do what we need to do. And it's as simple as 3, 2, 1, now. And we've got an aircraft coming from left to right there, a couple of thousand feet above. Aircraft on the same route by the looks of things. I love the texturing of the reflection maps on the aircraft in this flight simulator, especially the Pmdg. The detail is absolutely phenomenal. The sun glistening there on the cockpit. The way it catches the windows. Look at that, stunning. That aircraft is about to fly straight over the top of us. There he goes. No TCAS warnings, everything is A-OK right up here at flight level 300. Just minimal amounts of cloud around, should be no issues whatsoever, but basically look at that, we're heading towards the Alps, and as soon as you get to the higher ground we have weather as far as the eye can see. Let's get back off. Ah, right, I see. So we've actually got to walk back to the cockpit. The view doesn't reset itself. Interesting. Let's go back to the cockpit and get the view configured where we should be. Don't know where the flight crew is. They must have gone for a nap. That's probably why we can't get to the toilets. All makes sense now. And, what a lovely view. Got the jump seat there. I was actually very fortunate enough many years ago on a flight back from Rimini on the east coast of Italy, just south of Venice. One of the very earliest Ryanair flights, as soon as the airline was launched. I had the opportunity to sit with a very fat Irish captain in the jump seat of a 737-600, believe it or not, with the really old engine types. I forget what they call, Pratt & Whitney something or other. But you know, because of my love of aviation, I had a word with the cabin crew. They then spoke to the captain. Captain invited me down to the cockpit. This is pre 9/11, and I had the wonderful experience of sitting in the jump seat behind the captain with this view for the arrival into London Stansted. And what a magnificent day it was. It was late afternoon. We came in, there was very little cloud. We did an arrival over as you approach the River Thames on the east coast of the UK, and then did our numerous turns and headed north, and then in for the departure at Stansted, which was an unforgettable experience, and something that many people in the world will never get the opportunity to do again because of 9/11. But I was very fortunate on that day to have that opportunity to sit in the jump seat for the descent, essentially the last half an hour of the flight, in the jump seat, in the cockpit, chatting away to the captain and the first officer, who, may I add, the captain clearly liked his steaks and his curry sauce. He was a portly chap, very nice guy though, but reeked, and I mean reeked, of cigarettes. And no doubt as soon as we touched down in Stansted, he was fumbling for his packet of cigarettes on arrival. But yeah, that's just a little tale from around about 30 years ago. I'm 52 now, so I was probably in my mid to late 20s when that happened. Anyway, enough of the storytelling. Excuse me. Let's get back into the cockpit where I should be, ensuring everything is great and everybody on board, even though it's an empty flight, is safe. There we go, back where we should be. That's better. Okay, right, so 108 nautical miles inbound, so that quick walk around the aircraft and a little bit of a chat has just got us through 100 nautical miles. So let's do that again. Hopefully the flight is a little bit more interesting for you as we track along. Tisma 1 Tango arrival into Klagenfurt. We are at flight level 300. We need to be at Tisma, let's just check the FMC, 10,000 feet at Tisma. So what we'll do now is 100 nautical miles out from Tisma. So a quick look outside. Beautiful clear day, really is wonderful. Okay, so what we'll do now is we will configure the aircraft with 100 nautical miles inbound to Tisma, which is the arrival into Klagenfurt, and we will configure the aircraft for our arrival. So 10,000 feet by Tisma, which is 98.2 nautical miles away. Let's bring it down to 10,000 on the overhead panel. There we go, 10,000 feet. Let's check our VS. So what we're going to do now is on the ND range, the EFIS, we are going to increase. Right, so bear with me a minute. So as you can see on the PFD is the airport. Let's see if we can get a closer look at that. There we go. Okay, 92 nautical miles at inbound Pmdg on a track of heading at 245 with a rather a strong headwind coming from the left hand side of 44 knots at 207. Current ground speed of 440 miles per hour, flight level 300, and a cruising speed of 310 knots. Absolutely perfect. Everything is looking good. So that's where we are right now. Just about to come up on Graz. We'll have a look outside of the aircraft at Graz very shortly, so we can see what is below us. $10,000 feet configured. We'll look at the vertical speed now, and will bring us down at a certain descent rate. So initially we'll try 2,000 feet per minute. So what you'll notice here on the PFD, you'll see the green arc coming into play. So if we zoom in on that again, at Pmdg we need to be at 10,000, which is what we've configured, so that rate of descent isn't enough now. So if you bear with me 2 minutes, yeah, let's get rid of the master caution, that's fine. We need to increase our rate of descent, I would say, to about 2,500 feet per minute. So let's see what that does with the green arc on the PFD, and you will see. Actually, bear with me a minute, it doesn't need to be that steep, does it? No, we'll actually go at 1,800 feet per minute. Let's see what that does. So Pmdg you'll see on the PFD, and we are exactly 10,000 feet for Pmdg there, with a rate of descent of 1,800 feet per minute, or just before Pmdg, which is absolutely fine. So you'll see now to the left, we are descending gently from flight level 300 to currently at 26,300 feet and descending. Our speed is at roughly 310 knots. Everything is looking great. Current time locally is 11:45. What a wonderful, oh, and the high ground starts to kick in at the foot of the Alps now. The scenery from here on in, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be absolutely beautiful. 49 minutes into the stream. Thank you very much indeed for joining me once again. It's Tim Adams, the captain of your flight today with Austrian Airlines Pmdg 737-600. We are streaming live on twitch.tv. Tim's a pilot. Please give me a follow, comment on the flights, watch the live streams, it's much appreciated. And if you missed that, head over to the YouTube channel, Jetstream TV channel. That's all you need to search for, Jetstream TV channel, and give us a like. I've recently updated due to one of the followers of the channel recommended some playlists, so I was up very late into the night a couple of days ago, ensuring that all of the videos on the YouTube channel are in the correct place. I think there's around about 88 or 89 flights in the playlist for Flight Simulator. There's about 20 videos for the Formula 1 section of the channel. I'm a big F1 fan, love driving games. Personally, I was the driving specialist many years ago at Sony PlayStation as a games tester, and I used to test all of the games for PlayStation before they were released. I had the joys of testing all of the early Formula 1 titles for the then developers Psygnosis, that were in the same building as Sony Computer Entertainment Europe in Liverpool. I had 5 great years with them as the driving specialist, and also the original Gran Turismo, I'll have you know. So yeah, love driving games, and that's the reason why it was a massive part of my career. So there is about 20 Formula 1 videos on the channel of Jetstream TV as well, and a couple of videos of snooker. Just some of my little passions that I've brought to the gaming world. Well, the scenery here now in Austria, as I stop waffling, is absolutely beautiful on our descent into Klagenfurt. We've got to keep it to 10,000 feet for the arrival at Pmdg because of the high ground. As you can clearly see ahead of us, the Alps are starting to step in, and if you just look over from the centre just to the right, you'll see the snow-capped mountains and the Alpine range just off to our right hand side. Stepping away from the cockpit for 2 minutes, guys and girls. I will be right back with you very shortly. Just gonna get some liquid refreshment. Hope you're enjoying the view, ladies and gents, back in the cockpit. So, fuel, we've got a fuel warning. We're okay though, we are. The views there, that's incredible. Let's just check where we're up to. We're 18,000 feet, descending to 10,000 feet now. We are 47 nautical miles inbound Pmdg. Let's just reduce our descent ever so slightly to 1700 feet per minute. We need to be 10,000 by Pmdg. Let's just check what the PFD is doing there. Yeah, that line, the green arc, is just moving ever so closer to Pmdg there. On the EFIS range, we'll just zoom in so you can see a better view of our arrival. So you'll see the green arc there is around about 30 nautical miles away, which is absolutely perfect because we are currently 43 nautical miles inbound Pmdg. Excellent stuff, all is good, all is configured correctly on the arrival into Austria, with beautiful views of the Austrian Alps off to the right hand side, and the higher ground, the foothills of the Alps lifting up from sea level right before us, and some very nice fluffy clouds as well. What a beautiful picturesque day for flying. Well, what can I say about that? What a view. What a view. Isn't that unreal? Went for a lovely screenshot, to be fair. The screen grab that potentially could be the thumbnail for the flight. Boom. You'll notice a pause on the playback. That's what happens when you do screenshots in game. Just in case you want to know, this isn't PC, it is the Xbox Series X, which I have to say deals with this incredible simulator impeccably. So as we approach Pmdg on the arrival over the snow-capped Alps, I think we need to look at exactly what's going on with the arrival as well, because that's extremely important. Okay, so wow, look at that, what a view. The little village off to our left hand side, that could be a screen grab. Let me just bear with me a minute. I know we need to concentrate on the flight. With 27 nautical miles inbound Tisma, plenty of time to get things configured for the arrival. Let's just jump onto the left wing view now. I want a screenshot of this little village below us as we come into this valley. Look at that, isn't that just stunning? Wow. Picturesque or what? What an incredible view. And 3, 2, 1, screenshot now. I think that could be the thumbnail for the YouTube video, ladies and gents. Visually I couldn't really have a better thing to say what this flight is all about. Just look at that. What a wonderful world we live in. Okay, back to, saying that though, the right wing could be giving us some views as we come over the top of these snow-capped mountains. Some of the beautiful mountain lakes you can see off our right hand side there. The detail and the terrain maps are absolutely incredible. Look at the detail, phenomenal. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, enough of the staring out the window. Let's get ourselves on track for Klagenfurt. We need to check the FMC. You can see the FMC now. We've got a left turn coming up in 16 nautical miles. We've got a headwind of 17 knots at 221, ground speed of 346 miles per hour. We are reaching 10,000 now. If you see the green arc, we are exactly where we need to be for Tisma. Let's just check the FMC. So you can see here the auto throttle doing its thing. Very nice. Tisma 10,000 at Whiskey Kilo 806. We need to be at 6,000 feet. Just before arrival we need to be at 3,000, so there's no issue with high ground now as long as we manage the descent. So Whiskey Kilo 806, we need to be at 6,000 feet on reaching Tisma. So we are at 10,000 feet now, so let's get 6,000 feet plumbed in. That shouldn't give us any issues with the high ground ahead. Let's go down to 6,000. We'll do a very, very, very slow managed descent with the vertical speed. 6,000 set and running, and we want to be coming down at around about 1,000 feet per minute. Let's just give that a shot, see what the green arc tells us. There is the green arc. That should, if you can see just to the left of Tisma. No, that's no good. We need to come down quicker than that. Let's get rid of that master caution. Let's bring it down to 2,000 feet per minute. Let's see what the green arc tells us then. And you'll notice on the PFD it starts moving down, and just to the left of Tisma you'll see there we've got Whiskey Kilo 806. So we're around about 6,000 feet. We'll make it 2,200 feet per minute on the descent. That should bring us down to 6,000 feet exactly at Tisma, avoiding any high ground that we've got around us. There's our left turn at Tisma. "61 minutes into the stream now, just over an hour, ladies and gents. Thanks very much indeed for joining me. My name's Tim Adams, the channel Tim's Pilot on twitch.tv. We are currently streaming live on a flight between Budapest in Hungary to Klagenfurt in Austria. Incredible views, wonderful flight so far. as we make a left turn from the arrival at Tisma 1 Tango as we make our way into Klagenfurt. We're in the descent right now, just passing through 10,000 feet for 6,000. Beautiful Austrian valleys, incredible scenery and beautiful countryside off to our left hand side. There's a shadow of the aircraft with the sun high in the sky off to our right hand side. Okay, let's check the FMC again, so let's see where we need to be. Just ensure we are on track. Just avoid all of this high ground that's ahead of us. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Just going to increase the EFIS range.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Oh, that lovely lake just
Bank
off to the
angle.
right hand side in the valley there, lovely. Beautiful, beautiful arrival into Austria today. The EFIS range, things are going to happen very, very quickly now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just check what's going on. We need to be at 3,000 really. Yeah, we've not got far to go at all. Let's get that changed. Let's come down to 3,000 feet. Look at the VS. Let's get us down there, 2,500 feet per minute. 5,000 currently. Just zoom out on the EFIS so we can see where the airport is. And we are coming in direct now, Klagenfurt. We need to get down through the flight levels very, very quickly indeed. Let's come down to 2,500. Let's come down at 3,500 feet per minute. And we are fully configured for the arrival, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at this beautiful scenery as we come into Klagenfurt. Oh, bear with me a minute. I really yeah, I get it. Caution terrain. Bear with me. Let's stick with 3,000. We don't want to be going any lower than that. We've got another left turn coming up very shortly. What we at now, 3,500. This is perfect for the arrival. If you look off to, let's get up. There's the airport. Right, let's get the gear down. Flaps. Let's get the flaps down. Gear down. Autopilot's coming out. We've not configured this properly at all. Flaps are down. Let's get some speed brakes in. I need to pull some serious speed off here now because we're at 300 knots. Sorry, apologies, ladies and gents. This is a wonderful arrival into Klagenfurt now. I have control. Sorry guys, really focusing here. Speed brakes coming off.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Hopefully we'll get down okay.
Terrain.
Gentle flare, running out of runway. We need to get down, we need to get down, we need to get down. No, it's a go around, it's a go around. Turning off to the left, avoiding the high ground, flaps coming up. Gear is up.
Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle.
Flaps coming back up. There's the airfield. Take it back to around about 3,000 feet and let's get ready for another try. Just wasn't ready for the arrival then, it was too much waffling, too much talking, wasn't concentrating. Really not good. Gives us another opportunity to look at this beautiful scenery though around Klagenfurt. Absolutely incredible. Just ensure there's no high ground there that we're heading to. Oh, got a stall on the go. Dip the nose of the aircraft. Head out towards that lake there, just off to our left hand side, and then we'll get ourselves ready for another approach. Absolutely beautiful, look at this, isn't that incredible? What a wonderful world we live in. You can just see the shadow of the aircraft on the mountainside just in front of the wing, if you notice. Okay, I think that's far enough. There's the lake. Let's make a left-hand turn now and configure the aircraft again for our arrival. Let's get the speed brakes in, put some of that speed out.
Bank angle.
"70 minutes into the stream now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for staying with me.
Bank angle.
Look at this scenery, it's absolutely incredible.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Tell you what, we've not even checked the map once on this flight, believe it or not. We've had that much going on and I've been talking that much shite. Look at this, this is just incredible. Let's just check the map now actually, let's see where the airport is. Yeah, we're way off there, we need to come round. More
Bank angle. Bank
on the
angle.
turn.
Bank angle.
Okay, the flaps are going in.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
There's the airfield. Flaps full.
Caution. Terrain.
I think we might have to circle back again here, to be honest with you. We'll do another quick circle just to get the approach perfect. Flaps are full right now.
bank angle, bank angle,
Gears coming down. Continuing our left turn for base.
bank angle,
There's the airfield. Coming back on the throttles now. Cabin crew, seats for landing please, seats for landing.
caution, terrain, caution, terrain, caution, terrain, caution, terrain, sink rate, sink rate, caution, terrain,
Incredible day, beautiful scenery here in Austria. Wonderful, look at the Alps off to the right hand side as we approach Klagenfurt. 75 minutes into the stream. Thank you once again for joining us here at twitch.tv/Tim'sAPilot. My name's Tim Adams, captain of the flight today, and you can catch all of the videos and all of our live streams on the Jetstream TV channel on YouTube. We're on finals, decision is to land.
pull up, sink rate, 400, sink rate, 200, sink rate, sink rate, 100, sink rate, 30, 20, 10,
And welcome to Klagenfurt, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for flying with Jetstream TV. Should get them brakes on. There we go. Beautiful landing. Very nice indeed. Just check the exterior of the aircraft as we come to a halt. And we've got the brakes on, part stopped on the runway. let's go down to the end and turn ourselves around. Let's get them flaps out. We don't need the flaps anymore. Turn ourselves round and park at the gate, and we are done, diddly done on this stream. 77 minutes into the flight today. Lasted a bit longer than I thought it would do for such a short flight, but we've had trials, tribulations, technical issues, me not concentrating, you know, the usual stuff. Right, hopefully we can get a nice turnaround here. End of the runway. Slow the aircraft down. We're doing 50 knots right now. Let's get that slowed. Hopefully we can turn it around. Yeah, we can. There's a pull-off area to the left. That's fine. Let's just zip this round quickly. Slow it down even more. Look at the scenery there, it's absolutely stunning. Isn't that unreal? Is there a taxiway here? Is there actually even a terminal building? That's interesting. I don't think there is. Unless it's up here on the right hand side. Yeah, we can, there's a taxiway coming up on the right. $80 minutes into the stream now. Thanks guys and girls for sticking with me. Beautiful flight to Austria today, absolutely incredible. Let's see how the views do on YouTube for this one, because it's been simply tremendous all the way. What an enjoyable flight, incredible scenery. Vacating to the right now. And there is the airport at Klagenfurt, ladies and gentlemen. Very strange the way they've laid this airport out. You've got to go down to the end of the runway, turn round and then come all the way back along the runway just to park up. But let's see if we can see the little guy with his paddles waving us in. Where do we park? That is the question. Where is the guy? There's a few guys there. Is that them? Are they waiting for us? It could well be. Is there a guy with paddles there? Somebody waving at us? No, can't see. It's got to be down by the terminal building, surely. Well, as there's nobody else here, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't see the guy with the paddles, I think we're just going to stick it by the tower, very close to the terminal building. And I think we are done on this flight. If we park it here, We'll go into the drone view, we'll have a quick look around Klagenfurt. We'll put the aircraft right here. Parking brake is set. Go into the drone view. And let's have a little look around the Klagenfurt, shall we, ladies and gents? There we are. Is that our thumbnail for the flight? I do believe it could well be. That is our thumbnail for the flight, I think, ladies and gents. Let's get a nice shot of this. Oh, that's even better. And get that scenery in the background. Oh yeah, there we go. That is our screenshot for the YouTube channel, I think. Let's screen grab that. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for joining me on this flight as we are at Klagenfurt in Austria. How beautiful is this? What an incredible airport, and it's modelled very nicely as well. Look at the car parks, mountains off in the distance. Terminal building. Oh, and they've disappeared, but no, there they are. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen, once again for joining us here at Jetstream TV. It's been an incredible hour or so, 85 minutes into the stream now. About to sign off. Hope you enjoyed that flight from Budapest down to Klagenfurt in Austria. As always, much appreciated. I really appreciate your company. Do me a favour, Jetstream TV channel, YouTube, give it a search, give us a subscribe, it costs you nothing. Give us a like if you like the videos and the content that I create, and it's always wonderful to read your comments. Also the same on twitch.tv/Tim's the Pilot. From me, Tim Adams, the captain of today's flight, thank you once again for joining me, and I will see you very soon. Look after yourselves and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you very soon on board the next flight. Take care.